Sir, imagine visiting your family doctor, the person you trust with your life, for something as routine as a cough, a checkup, or maybe just a prescription refill. Now imagine that same doctor calmly smiling at you before giving you an injection that will end your life within minutes, and no one will ever suspect a thing. For more than 2 decades, this nightmare wasn't just a thought, it was reality in the United Kingdom. The man behind it? Harold Shipman, a trusted GP who became the most prolific serial killer in British history, with an estimated death toll of over 250 innocent victims. This is the terrifying story of the doctor who killed for pleasure, power, and control. In today's video, we're diving into the chilling case of Harold Frederick Shipman, also known as Dr. Death. Unlike other infamous killers who operated in the shadows, Shipman murdered his victims in broad daylight, often right in their own homes. His crimes not only shocked the UK, but also changed laws, medical oversight, and how doctors are monitored to this very day. Harold Shipman was born on January 14, 1946, in Nottingham, England. He grew up in a working-class family, and by most accounts his early childhood appeared fairly normal. But one experience would deeply shape his later life. The tragic death of his mother Vera when Harold was just 17 years old. Vera was diagnosed with lung cancer, and young Harold witnessed her final days. During her illness, she was often given morphine injections to ease her pain. Shipman saw how powerful morphine was, how it could bring relief, but also how it could control life and death. Many experts believe this experience planted the seed for his obsession with morphine and power over patients. After his mother's death, Shipman studied medicine at Leeds School of Medicine, graduating in 1970. By 1974, he began working as a general practitioner in Yorkshire. But early in his career, Shipman revealed troubling behavior. He became addicted to pethidine, a strong painkiller, and forged prescriptions to fuel his habit. This led to his first disciplinary action in 1975, when he was fined and briefly entered rehab. Despite this serious breach, Shipman's career survived. He continued practicing medicine and eventually opened his own GP clinic in Hyde, Greater Manchester, where he built a reputation as a caring and trusted doctor. It was here in the quiet town of Hyde that Shipman began his killing spree. Unlike most killers, he didn't use violence or concealment. Instead, he exploited his position of trust. Shipman's method was simple but deadly. He would visit mostly elderly patients in their homes or see them at his practice. Then he would administer lethal doses of diamorphine, medical-grade heroin, under the guise of treatment. Within minutes, the patient would slip away, their death recorded as natural causes. Because his victims were elderly and frail, their deaths rarely raised suspicion. Families even praised him, believing their loved ones had passed peacefully under his care. Over the years, the death toll quietly grew. Some estimates suggest that Shipman may have killed at least 250 people between 1975 and 1998. So how did he escape suspicion for so long? 1. Trusted reputation. He was seen as a kind, reliable GP. 2. Forgery. He often altered patients' medical records after their deaths to make it look like they were already ill. 3. Pattern of victims. Most were elderly women whose deaths were easily attributed to age. Shipman's downfall began in the late 1990s. Local undertakers in Hyde noticed something strange. A high number of Shipman's patients were dying, far more than other local doctors' patients. In 1998, suspicions peaked when Kathleen Grundy, a wealthy 81-year-old former mayor of Hyde, suddenly died after a visit from Shipman. She had been in relatively good health. When her will was read, it shockingly left the majority of her estate, worth around £386,000, to none other than Dr. Harold Shipman. Grundy's daughter, a solicitor, knew this was wrong and went straight to the police. Grundy's body was exhumed and toxicology tests revealed she had been killed with a massive dose of morphine. This was the breakthrough investigators needed. Police then launched a full-scale investigation. They found dozens of patients with suspiciously high morphine levels at death. Forged medical records altered by Shipman. Typewriter evidence linking him directly to Grundy's fake will. In September 1998, Shipman was arrested. His trial began in October 1999. He was charged with 15 counts of murder and 1 count of forgery. The evidence was overwhelming. Families testified about how their loved ones had died suddenly after visits from Shipman. Medical experts revealed how morphine had been misused. The fake will sealed the case. In January 2000, Harold Shipman was found guilty on all counts. He was sentenced to life imprisonment with a recommendation that he never be released. After his conviction, the government launched the Shipman inquiry, led by Dame Janet Smith. This investigation concluded that Shipman had likely murdered at least 215 patients, though the true number could be higher, possibly over 250. On January 13, 2004, the day before his 58th birthday, Harold Shipman was found dead in his prison cell at Wakefield Prison. He had hanged himself with bedsheets. His death sparked further anger and debate, as many believed he had escaped true justice by taking his own life. The Shipman case changed the UK forever. His crimes exposed serious flaws in medical oversight, particularly how doctors were monitored and how deaths were certified. Reforms after his conviction included tighter regulations on how controlled drugs like morphine are prescribed, greater scrutiny of doctors' patient death rates, stricter procedures for death certification. Harold Shipman's name became synonymous with betrayal, a reminder that even those in the most trusted professions can hide the darkest secrets. Harold Shipman wasn't just another serial killer. He was a man who weaponized trust, who exploited the respect of his community, and who used his position as a healer to destroy lives. His story remains one of the darkest chapters in UK history, a chilling reminder that sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones hiding in plain sight.